When somebody passes away and you're helping settle the final affairs, one of the first things you need to do is order the death certificate through the funeral home. So here are 5 mistakes to avoid when getting the death certificate. All right, number 1, get the name right, as well as the AKAs, the also known as. Even a slight misspelling on the death certificate or using the sort of common name, if his name is Robert Smith, use Robert Smith, not Bobby Smith. Using the common name might cause problems during the court process and collecting assets later on. Number 2, make sure the home address is correct. If you get the address wrong, if you list, let's say, the nursing home or the hospice or where he was staying, towards the end of his life as opposed to his actual residence, this can cause problems with regard to which court the proceeding goes through and other types of problems like that. Number 3, make sure you get the marital status correct. Sometimes people don't know. People don't talk about their personal business, so it's unclear if the person was divorced or just separated or maybe never married officially and just had a long-term relationship. But do your best to get this right, because getting it wrong can lead to really, really expensive complications during the court process. If the court thinks there's a spouse, but there really isn't, because the death certificate says there's a spouse out there, for example, that can lead to a lot of expensive court procedures. Number 4, make sure the informant is listed correctly. The informant is the person who notified the funeral home and sort of handled the final remains. And this is an area where there's a little room for, let's call it fudging, where, let's say, a friend or neighbor lists themselves as a adopted daughter, or somebody says that I'm practically their brother, so I'm going to list myself as a brother under the informant. Again, just like with the marital status, this can cause a lot of problems during the court process to undo what was seemingly an innocent or a casual mistake when ordering the death certificate. So just make sure you're 100% legit or official with whatever information you gave here. And lastly, make sure you order 10 or more death certificates. The biggest mistake you can get is, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is ordering too few, because it's really, really much easier to over-order at the funeral home, and it's like $6 each, versus having to go back to the Department of Health or the county health department. It's just much more of a pain doing it that way. Just get more than you need now, and so if you end up having 3 or 4 more than you need that costed you $20, believe me, it's worth avoiding the headache of having to go back for more. All right, so if you're in the process of ordering death certificates or helping with the final affairs, I hope you find this helpful. Take care.